It's episode 3 for me now. We are going to change to another locale for a moment.
Before we do,
Yep.
After Hagar leaves the bar, I kind of turn to... Man, PB, what's your character name?
Ciela.
Ciela. How do you spell that?
It is C-I-A... Oh, I have it written down. It's C-I-A-E-L-L-A.
Alrighty. So I turn to Ciela after they've left, and I say, I'm not sure I trust her. I just leave it at that.
I say, you're just being crazy. What's your name? Quigley?
Quigley.
You're just being crazy, Quigley. Just because she looked at me and not you.
I knew that was coming.
I give her a shrug, kind of like a whatever.
You know who the ladies' man is. That's that shrug. That's what that shrug says.
Hey, I was born lucky.
Nice.
But I'm the one that gets lucky.
Oh, nice.
Snap.
All right. So the morning happens, and we move into the warehouse area. So for those of you who are watching, this is in Roll20. You can create different scenes and different areas and maps. This one was created in Roll20. So I just used the assets and the things that were there, and I am no great architect, so... but I was able to use some of the things, and I hope I get the point of a warehouse across. Also on the warehouse, I just put in some tokens that allow people to... Typically, once I assign them, we'll be able to move them around. These people aren't here at the moment, but I just wanted to show you that there's a token. So like when we get to the point where we're doing battles and stuff, we'll be able to move them around. And I'll assign these different tokens to each person. Actually, we can decide who wants which token of the... Actually, we only need the 4 here. So of the 4 that I'm moving around in this area on the map, who wants which token?
I want the swarthy one.
Mike, I'll take the green one.
This one? Now you should be able to ping on it too. So here's me pinging. That's the one you want, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me...
It's a really large top hat.
Let me assign that one
Yes.
to controlled by Chuff. Save changes. So now you should be able to move them around. All right.
I can move.
Sweet. All right. You can type in those circles too if you want. Typically, the way I've used them, they just give you 3 generic circles, and the way I've been using them is the red one is my... well, I guess in D&D what they do is they put your health and then like your AC and your other thing. I don't know if you'll need them up there, so you can ignore them if they're there. We probably won't use them. Who else would like a counter there?
Am I the only one with a crossbow?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm the only one, then I'll take the green one. Right next to the right of Chef.
This one here?
Yep.
Okay. I'll give that one to you. Eventually, I'm going to find really good... These were tokens that were there. I think there's... you can go on the internet and find a bunch more. I haven't done that quite yet. So, or you can even be finding your own, too, for games that you play. Kernel, we'll give that to you and save. So now you should be able to move your character.
Sweet.
Blue, Ricky Feelgood. I just saw you ping. So you want that guy?
Yeah, that looks like a whip.
Yeah, that's cool. Ricky Feelgood. Okay. Should be able to move your guy.
Boom.
That leaves 2 left. What are you thinking, PB?
I'll take... Let's see. Which one doesn't look like the other 3? Let's do... I don't know how to ping.
You just hold your mouse button down and it should do a ping. Yeah, there you go.
Not that guy. This guy. The one furthest to the left.
This one.
Yeah, that guy.
Perfect. Okay. Let me assign that to you. I see people are drawing happy faces on our map there. Let's give that to PB and save changes. All right. And that means we don't need this person, so I'm going to send that to there. And that one should be gone.
And I'm
Okay.
sorry, how are you using the circles?
All I do is I just hold my mouse button down and it pings.
No, the when you access your character.
Oh, I'm using them for the NPCs because I put in like what their health and stuff is. But for you guys, it's, you know, you have your might pool, I guess you could put in there your might pool and all that, but you probably don't even need to use them.
Okay.
I use them for NPCs.
All right. I won't worry about that.
All right. Okay. So one of the reasons I put this in, there's nothing that was going to happen here, but I just wanted to show people, and we'll use these tokens. But this is the warehouse. You get there early in the morning. Our scene opens up, and you guys are there, I assume, early. That was your plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're walking up just as Tegan is unlocking the doors. And you guys are coming kind of from this area here. And she's unlocking the doors. And Hagar's there also. He came in early. And they're the only two people there. They open it up. You see she goes around and starts turning on lights in the warehouse. And our Hagar guy, we'll use this guy for now. These guys are not here, so we'll just move them away. And we'll say there and there.
So PB, are we in here or are we outside since we're going to escort?
I would say outside.
Okay.
I think.
Are we escorting both wagons?
No, it's just going to be one wagon.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of tail it
Okay.
by foot.
All right.
I want to.
And Chef's already
Inspect.
hiding in the wagon.
Ready to go.
I want to inspect the wagon using sense power.
Okay. Go ahead and all right. So cool. This is a good example of. I'll bring up your. So what he's mentioning is he has an ability that he can use that senses if there's Numenera in the area, power-wise. And just so you guys kind of know a little bit about it. Well, go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
It says I can
Well-
sense whether the Numenera is active in situations where its presence is not obvious.
Mhm.
I must study an object or location closely for a minute to get a feel for whether the touch of ancients is at work.
Okay. So he's going to go ahead and do that. Now, it says for him it's a cost of 1, and it uses intellect. But under his stat pool, he has... so normally he would spend 1 intellect to use that ability. But he has an edge there. So that's actually like a free ability for him. So he doesn't have to spend any of his pool points. So it's kind of like a free thing that he can do. So let's go ahead and roll... of the stuff that's in here, I'm going to go ahead and say a difficulty 3 check. Okay.
Okay.
But what's going to happen is because you're trained in identify Numenera and it's specialized, you're going to bring that difficulty down to a 1. Okay. So if you roll on just the simple 1, hit that dice and let's see what you get. Yeah, success. So what you sense, you're walking around, and what you see is the wagon itself does have a Numenera that's built into it. And in fact, it has a device underneath it that is meant to light, or I guess, what am I thinking of? Make gravity a little bit less inside the wagon. So it allows them to pack a lot more stuff into the wagon than normal because of this device. And you can actually, you've got a good enough roll that you kind of discern that it's powered on and you have a good idea. 'Cause you've seen this before. This is a pretty common thing that they might see. You also pick up, just in the general area, you are sensing some of the lighting things that are being turned on are Numenera, so they're globes, light globes that turn on and run a power source. but you're not sensing anything else on the wagon but that one device.
Okay.
Okay, and so Hager's here with you. Chuff has climbed into the back. He's gotten a box, one of these crates that's gigantic. They put it in the back there to try to make Chuff's journey a little easier. Maybe give him a pillow and a big bag of beef jerky. Basically snap into some Slim Jims is what he's going to have. And as our first driver appears, I'm actually going to use that icon for him. So let me go to the other layer here. So I'm going to move to the GM layer.
Do we see the driver walk in?
I'm about to do it now. But I got to move him to the layer you can see. So I need to put him on the token layer. And now I need to go back. Okay, so I need the hotkeys for that. That's on my side. And objects and tokens, this guy. Okay, so this guy, ignore that he's carrying a barrel. It just was a token I grabbed. He's basically, they didn't have very many worker tokens. He comes down from down the road, seems pretty normal. He comes in and Hager greets him. And he says, let me grab his name. He says, hey, Brass, good that you're here early. I'm going to go ahead and send you out on the Briarbale run. And Brass gives him kind of a look like, the Briarbale run? Haven't we having trouble going out that way? He's like, yeah, I've got, and Hager's like, yep, but I've got to send my best driver on this. We need to get this shipment out or I'm losing that. I'm going to lose that contract, and we can't lose that contract. So what I did is I brought in a fellow here who's going to ride with you. Just hopefully, make sure you guys get to the village, and he's going to ride with you. So he's there, and he's looking at our Ricky Feelgood. And he takes a look at Ricky, and he already is like, there's something about Ricky. As Ricky's standing there, he's just like unnerved a little bit. And he's like, really? You're going to send me with this person I don't even know? And Hager's like, yeah, we've got to get this shipment through. And I'm going to send another guy just to make sure that, this makes it through. And he's like, all right, boss, you're the boss. I've worked with you for 20 years. We'll get that shipment there. I don't know what happened with the other ones, but we'll get it there. And he's like, he introduces himself as Hager's going to go into the office like he's going to let you handle it. And Brass kind of holds his hand out tentatively because he's got this weird presence about you. He's like, I'm Brass Volrin. Been driving these wagons for 15 years. For Kroft here, so I guess welcome aboard.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my best chatty Cathy routine. I'm just gonna keep talking to the guy and shake hands and ask questions and just try and keep him focused on me as much as I can while he's doing his job. Yeah, and he gives you that really irritated look of, not only is there just something about your presence, but now you're going to talk the whole way too. Because normally the drivers, that's nice and quiet. That's what they like about the job. And oh my God, here we go. But that's perfect. So we're going to go ahead and move onto the wagon. So this was just a short thing to just show a little bit on the Roll20 on how you can make a map and you can move characters around and do some things. And I just want to throw that out there. So it wasn't a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and the wagon's going to roll out. It's being pulled by a four-legged creature. It has leathery skin to it. Definitely has some ridges along the back. Definitely pack animal-like, but and it's an animal that you guys recognize, just a pretty typical standard hauling type creature. We would think of it as like maybe you could picture like a medium-sized dinosaur almost if you were thinking out of character, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. And you guys are going to go ahead and roll out. So they roll that wagon out. Our two kind of trail behind. The wagon doesn't move too quickly. It's hauling a lot of cargo, and Choughington is in the back snapping into some Slim Jims as we continue on. Anything else before we hit the open road? The wagon's on the road.
are we good?
Good here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to show that part. Let's.
I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, talking the whole time. Like I want to do
Tegan,
this.
yeah, I do that all the time at work too. Tegan's in there, right?
Tegan is finished. Yeah, she went along. I didn't put a token on there for her, but she went along and got everything lit. And then she walks into this area here. And this is her desk area. And this is where Hager's desk area is. And that's where they are.
Did she, prior to this morning, did she know about the shipment?
Who? You don't know.
Okay. And where's Hager?
Hager's in his office.
So, okay, so I got to go through her to get to him.
Sure.
Are there any windows or anything?
Yeah. Let's say there's windows in the warehouse here, all along. So yeah, there's windows, just all throughout it.
Okay. Could I have seen through the doors from the outside?
Yeah, they were left open. Sure.
So would I have kind of noticed which door he would have went through?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to scoot around the side
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's a window.
You got one here where I'm pinging, and you've got one here.
Okay.
I probably could draw it on there too.
No, you're good. So I'm going to. Does it
As
look
he
like the
goes-
window? Go ahead.
As he goes through one of these windows, I just mutter to him. I'm like, buildings have doors. You don't have to always go in through the windows,
Grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard.
I give her just a blank stare as I continue about my business.
Yeah.
And do the windows look like they can open?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around to the one where I can see him through, whichever one that is.
Either one. You actually see him through both. So as you pass this one, you can see him, and if you go this farther, you would be able to see him too.
Okay, whichever one gives me the best eye contact, I'll wrap on that window.
Oh, okay. So he notices and he walks over and he unlatches it and he opens it up and he's like, yeah. Oh, did we miss something?
No, we're good. We're good. Just a thought. Did Tegan know about the shipment before this morning?
No, I didn't tell anybody at all about this shipment because everybody would normally think it's going tomorrow. But since you guys hired on and I want this there as soon as I can, I've kind of changed the schedule and everything. So nobody knew at all except me and what I told you guys last night. So no.
Okay, perfect. We're good. We're good.
All right. He gives you a wave and he's like, all right.
All right.
Thanks
I
for
give him a
helping out,
thumbs up
Eddie.
and a thumbs up and a big smile, and I walk away.
Perfect.
I just because I don't know enough about the setting. What is the level of technology? Do they have communications, or is it old school?
No, it's possible to have communications. It's not something that maybe everybody has. It's not like everybody has a telephone in their building. But there are devices that allow people to talk over distances. Sometimes that's a one-off thing. Sometimes that's a pretty powerful artifact. But somebody that would have one of those, they would be pretty rare to have something like, a cell phone or something that talked to another cell phone.
Okay, so I run back to the window and I rap on it again.
Oh, okay, he comes back. He's
with a big smile on my face.
Yeah, he's like,
with a big smile on my face. I'm like, one more thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any sort of communications? If the driver gets in trouble, is there a way that you can communicate with them?
No, I'm not able to afford anything like that.
Perfect. Big smile, thumbs up, and I walk away.
All right. He's very quizzically looking at it. He's like, this guy has a lot of questions. He closes the window again and he's like, all right, we'll see what happens.
All right. So I go over to PB or to Ciela.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of nudge her and say, all right, so when the wagon leaves, I'm going to catch up with you. And if you can kind of tail them, I'll catch up probably in about 10 or 15 minutes. I got something I need to do.
Hold on, I missed all of that. My thing just fell and disconnected, and I didn't catch any of that. Could you repeat that?
Man, it was gold, too. I was doing accents and everything.
Literally, you said, hey, PP, and I dropped it, and everything just went awry.
So I nudge you, and I say, hey, so we're supposed to follow the caravan here.
Yeah.
I need to do something. I want to check up on something. So can you give me like a 15-minute head start and just kind of shadow it, and I'll catch up later?
Yeah, sure. Sounds great. Don't get in too much trouble now.
Well, no guarantees. I give her a charming smile.
I roll my eyes good-naturedly, and I shove him away.
All right. So the wagon heads off through the bustling streets. PB kind of shadows. Definitely, they're not noticing you. I mean, there's no way that guy's going to be able to see you unless he gets off the wagon to look behind him. Chuff is, again, snapping into his second Slim Jim. I'm not sure he's going to make it, but we'll see how many Slim Jims he actually eats on the way.
I might need to take a break after a while.
Yeah, our Works Miracles, Dr. Feelgood is chattering away at everything he can possibly think of, distracting the driver, who just frowns the entire time, and he mutters to himself, I need a raise and I'm getting too old for this. And as he trundles along, and our Quigley, what is Quigley doing?
So Quigley is going to hang out around the warehouse and get the best vantage point he can to where Tegan is. And he's going to eye her for probably about 15 or 20 minutes to see if he notices anything suspicious.
All right. So you do a quick circuit around the building, and you see windows. And as you kind of rattle them or check them, they all seem to be locked from the inside. So you're not seeing anything there. You do notice at the top there's like maybe a vent area at the very top, but you don't really think that's going to lead anywhere but except the middle of the building. So basically the whole middle area. Let me see if I can map background and draw freehand. So it'd be kind of like this whole area here is at the top of it. There's probably an air duct that runs through here, but
okay.
I mean, you're not seeing anything that gets to this room except going through the door. There's no window in this room, and there's no windows in this room. They're all on the outside walls.
Do I notice anybody going in and out over the next 15, 20 minutes?
You do see other drivers that are coming and other workers and laborers. And nobody's paying attention to you. It's a pretty bustling thing as you're looking in and seeing what's going on. And what you see is, people are moving cargo around. One of the wagons is being repaired. So there's some repair people working on one of the other wagons that's there. Other wagons are coming in and getting unloaded. And then empty wagons are coming in from the left-hand side over here. They're coming in and getting loaded with the cargo that's here and then going out. So it looks like a pretty smooth looking operation. It's obvious they all know what they're doing and they've done it hundreds and hundreds of times.
Okay. So I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see Tegan kind of leave the building or anything like that.
No, you do not see Tegan leave the building.
Okay. All right. So then I'll run to catch up.
Okay. And we'll go ahead and let you catch up.
So how long did that take in all?
15, 20 minutes. 15 or 20 minutes to do what I need to do. So then I have to catch up the 15-minute head start. So I don't know, 20, 25 minutes.
Okay. So we'll move on. And you'll catch up. It won't take you that long. You'll have to just run ahead, but no big deal for you. And we'll go ahead and move on. So we're trundling along. First day goes by. And let's go back to... Oh, We'll just put
As
you guys
Quigley
here.
comes back after the 30-40 minutes, he finds me literally already playing with my razor ring, just throwing it up in the air and catching it, and throwing it up in the air, catching it. Obviously bored out of my mind already.
All right. Okay, yeah, and you catch up. You can see the wagon up, and as you're basically heading east, and there is a trail. It's not a very well marked trail, but it's obviously just beginning as these wagons and stuff have moved along it, and it's pretty far out. How far back do you guys want to stay from the wagon?
I don't know, maybe
I would say like 20-30 feet, maybe more.
I'm thinking kind of like 100 yards. Just keep it in an
30
eye
to 30.
shot. Something we can close quickly, maybe 50 yards.
Okay.
But I'm kind of thinking that we should be off to the side a bit, so that we're not like actually on the road.
How about this? How long would it take us to get there in like 5 seconds if something were to go awry, or like 10 seconds?
Yeah, you're typically, if something were happening and you were 50 yards back, it would probably take you in combat rounds probably 2 to get there. I mean, it'd be a pretty quick dash, and then you'd be there. So maybe one round of full on running, and then another round, and at the end of that, you'd be able to hit something that was near there. If you're about 50 yards, so if you're at 100, maybe a couple of rounds to catch up at a full run to get to whatever's happening.
I think that would be good. 50 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chuck could save the day before we even got there.
Is Quigley the one with the crossbow?
Yeah.
What's long range?
Yeah, easily over 50 yards. Yeah, 50 yards, you're going to be making a normal shot with no real penalties. You get much more over that, then there might be some harder difficulty to make that shot.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep. And it's pretty nebulous. They don't try in the game to micromanage the distances so much. So, it's just kind of what feels about right. All right. So we go through the first day. They make good time. Nothing actually happens for that first day. And on the first day, he pulls off the side of the road, and the driver kind of starts making like just a small camp. He has there's a lever, or not a lever, but a side panel that opens up off the side of the wagon that provides basically an area for a cot. Both sides have it, and there's also a little drawer that he can pull open that has like a little a stove type thing where he can cook some food, and they start cooking some food, and he basically makes camp on the side of the road there for that first night. What are the trailing people going to do as the sun starts to set?
What's the area around us look like? Is it like wooded or?
No, it's more like high plains. There's trees here and there, but it's more like tall grass, maybe high desert kind of area, but not quite. Not a lot of cover, but once you saw them starting to pull over, it would be easy enough for you to just kind of be off to the left or the right of, there's a gully or an area where you can just sit down, and as long as the driver doesn't, walk back and start looking around, he's probably not going to see you guys.
What time of year is it?
I'm going to go ahead and say summer. Nothing, pretty mild, nothing to worry about too much as far as temperatures. So during the day, it's pretty warm. You'll sweat while you're walking. At night, it'll cool off.
Okay. So I say to Ciela, why don't we just bunk down in the grass over here? Seems like a nice night. Just keep our distance and just lay low.
I say, yeah, sure. Sounds like a good idea, man. And I plunk down right next to him.
All right.
I want to make sure that I can keep an eye, at least see the top of the. I mean, we can hear we would be able to hear something from that distance. I want to get close enough where we can hear something, but not close enough that it's obvious to see us.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and grab you guys. Anything else? Chuff staying in the box, I assume?
I'm holding steady in the box.
Nice. Okay, so let me do it this way. I need to move some. Okay, so the first night's going to go. Let me grab your tokens.
Don't eat too much of the jerky. Might get a little uncomfortable.
Taking it light. Heavily on the Slim Jims.
I'm going to use this.
That might be an issue.
Driver. All right. So that's our okay. So let's move these guys to the next. So the next morning happens. Nothing happens throughout the night. It is quite dangerous typically to be wandering around, but you guys are used to it. You know the things to do not to attract attention from the different things that are dangers while traveling these lands, whether it be natural or unnatural. You've been pretty vigilant. You're not seeing anything that's approached the wagon. Nothing's happened to the wagon. Chuff, you're in the box. You don't feel, seems like a good night of sleep. Nothing wakes you up throughout that. You can even, if you want, you can sneak out, do whatever you need to do and sneak back in, stretch your legs or whatever. The driver pretty much just wants to go to sleep. He's been listening to our chatty Cathy the whole time, so he pretty much wants to go to bed as soon as he can, and he lays down. And the night typically the night passes without incident, and he gets up again at the crack of dawn or just before the sun rises. He gets the wagon ready to go, hooks up the animal again, and they get back on the road.
Through the night, I have to nudge Ciela a few times because she's snoring.
Okay.
As he nudges me, I wave my hand frantically in his face, and I smack him a couple of times in the face.
Nice. All right. So with our evening shenanigans over, we're back on the road, and we are continuing down the dusty road. And what I'm going to do is let's move everybody over to our next little spot. And about midday, we're going to move you guys over. You know what? Maybe I should grab a wagon. Let's grab a wagon. I'm doing stuff on the other side here. Yep, there's a wagon. And let's move it over. To here.
So this area is kind of hilly.
Yeah. Yep. There's a little bit of elevation as you see it, and let me set it up before we move you guys around too much.
Okay.
Let me switch back to token layer. There we go. Okay. So what I want everybody to do is we're going to do a. I guess maybe my wagon should be a. Let me switch this. I got to get the wagon right here. Turn it to map layer. Go back to map layer. There we go. That will let me turn it. Perfect. Okay, so it's coming up. It's trundling along, and we're going to get to this point. And I'm going to have our people that could possibly see something make a perception check. Objects and tokens. I need to go here. Okay, so this guy's with the wagon. Like this. So Chuff doesn't because he's in... Oh, sorry, I'm going to move somebody. I got too many people on the wagon here.
Hey,
Sorry.
I was on the wagon.
Sorry. Go ahead. You can go back to the wagon. Our other two are going to be... I know you can't quite get there on the map, but a little ways off.
So we're kind of... Because of the terrain change with the bushes and whatever they are.
Okay.
We're going to...
You're going to stay at this top area? This is the way you've been going?
I guess, yeah. Ciela, do you want to split up to go top bottom, or do you want to just kind of stick together?
No, let's go. Let's go. Where you're on the top and I'm on the bottom, so it's easier for you to hit anything strategically, and for me to run there.
Okay.
Fun is running down the hill would be.
All right, so we're in the same general area, but we're still kind of keeping back.
Yep, no problem. Okay, so the first person, let's go ahead and have Ricky give me a D20 roll. Just give me a regular roll. Roll 1D20. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, everything seems okay. Nothing stands out. And what we're going to do is we're going to move the wagon further along. And so let's go back to map layer. Give me a second to move this. Oh, no. There we go.
Meanwhile, I'm asking about the beast of burden, the sky, the planets,
And then let's go back
weather.
to object area. Yep. And here.
Am I able to do any perception checks?
Yep, coming up. Okay. So now move where you guys are going to move. So that took about, just a minute or so. Okay, so once you hit right there, right where Ciela hits, and where's our other guy? Okay, that's where you're going to be. Okay, once you hit that tree there, go ahead and give me a D20. So give me a roll 1D20. Let's see what we get from Ciela and Quigley. Okay.
Wow.
Dang.
We're in 7 hell.
All right. All right.
I'm throwing rocks at Quigley.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm very, very bored.
Okay, so what happens is you guys don't get the jump on anything. It's all going to happen at once here. So I'm going to go to this layer for a second. And let me just go ahead and move these guys to where they need to be. So the rolls were to see if you saw them before they sprung their little trap here, but they're going to jump out. You didn't actually see them. They're just going to get to jump out. And so what you guys see all at once are several individuals leap out from the bushes, and they have a little battle cry, and they're like, "You're going to give us that wagon. You're all going to die today." Do I got everybody? I think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I see 1, 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only see 2. Let me go back to token area. So there's 2 here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 here.
Oh, okay, now I see him.
And there's one guy here. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to roll initiative to see what turn everybody goes. Nobody got surprise. There's no surprise round. And so what I'm going to do is, first time I've done this, so I'm going to bring up my turn order. And let's see, it tells me right-click on a token and choose Add Turn. So if I right-click on this and add a turn, that's going to be for the bandits. They're going to go on a 6. All right, so now what you should be able to do is, let's do a right-click, add turn, right-click, add turn, right-click, add turn, right-click, add turn, right-click, add turn. Now, you should be able to see, I think you guys will be able to see turn order. There's a menu on the left-hand side, and it's the shape of a clock. And I'm adding people into the turn order. The bandits will all go together at the same. Did I miss anybody? I got Ricky, Ciela, Quigley. I need Ricky, right? Add turn.
There.
Oh, Ricky.
I'll take 2 turns, though.
Oh, yeah, I already had that. So can I get rid of one? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, there it is. Who'd I not have? Oh, yeah. Okay, I have it. Wonder why Chuff's name doesn't show up. That's weird, but he's on there. Okay. So what you're going to do now is you're going to need to step away for a sec. Oh, quickly. Okay. You're going to roll a 1d20. Now, if looking at your skills on your character sheet, if you have anything that helps you with initiative tasks, it'll say a thing that helps you with initiative tasks, then you can add a +3 to your roll. But if not, if you don't have anything that helps you, just roll a straight 1d20 to decide what order you go in.
Woo-hoo.
All right, so Ricky gets a 19. Choughington gets a 14. Okay.
I have anything for initiative, so.
Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. So just, just type in /roll 1d20. Yep, 7.
Oh,
Good lord.
killing it. Killing it.
It's 2 in a row.
You and me quickly.
Stop throwing rocks
7.
at me.
Yeah, I still haven't
7.
noticed. I was too distracted.
He's also going to go at a 6, and the bandit goes at a 6. All right, and now I think there should be a way for me to say descending.
Rocks at me.
There we go. So that'll be our turn order. So,
Jesus.
Ricky, you are up first.